Well, hello, all of my students. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Jay. Today's lesson is to strengthen your listening and comprehension ability. This will not be like one of my normal English lessons. So, if you are watching on YouTube, you can follow along on the screen to practice and improve your English reading skills. I have a playlist with the same type lessons on the channel. You can also study and enjoy. The link is below. Now, remember, I want you to listen to understand as I read and speak at a pace you can follow. If you comprehend today's story, of course, which I put together, you should be able to answer the 3 questions at the end. Let's dive into today's story. Elevators are machines that move people and objects up and down inside buildings. You often find elevators in tall buildings like offices, hotels, hospitals, and apartment buildings. An apartment building is a place where many people live in separate homes inside one large building. Elevators make it easier for people to reach higher floors without using the stairs. And let me say, I enjoy the elevator, but if I can, I'll take the stairs. That's how I keep my slim figure. Okay, let's continue. Here's the inside of an elevator. Using an elevator is simple. You press a button to call the elevator. When the doors open, you walk inside and press another button for the floor that you want. Now, this seems very common if you live in the United States. Do you have buildings in your country without elevators? There are actually people that have never been on an elevator. Let me know down in the comments section. I would love to hear about your experience. The elevator moves quietly and stops at the correct level. Many elevators have mirrors inside. A mirror is a surface that reflects your image, like when you look at yourself. People sometimes use this time to check their appearance or simply relax for a moment. Here's a fun fact. The first elevators were not electric. They were powered by people, animals, or water. Now that I did not know. Today, modern elevators use electric motors, which are machines that use electricity to create movement. Some elevators in very tall buildings can move very fast, but they are still designed to feel smooth and safe. And some people don't like elevators because they have a fear of heights. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about one of the tallest buildings at one time in the Southeast. Okay, so check this out because this is in the city where I live. One famous elevator in Atlanta, Georgia is located inside the Westin Peachtree Plaza. The hotel has large glass elevators that travel high above the city. And this is the inside of the elevator. It's very high. It's actually a restaurant at the top. And it used to spin around all day and all night until recently a child slipped and fell into one of the belt systems and it killed the child. But it's still in operation. It just does not spin around. And I remember as a child, my mother would take us to this hotel, and we would have brunch, and then we would ride the elevator and come back down. At the time, you had to spend like $5 or $6 to go to the top, and it's very, 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 very high. There's a movie called Shocky's Machine. You can look at the clip on YouTube and you'll see Burt Reynolds fall. His character fell from the top of the Peachtree Plaza all the way down to the ground. And that was in the 70s. And it's a very popular movie. So check that out. Shocky's Machine. And just put fall from the top. And you'll see it. It'll come up. These elevators take visitors up more than 70 floors to the Sundial restaurant. See, I told you. And observation area. The ride lasts about 85 seconds and gives passengers amazing views of downtown Atlanta. Many people visit just to experience the elevator ride and look out over the city skyline. It's very beautiful. Elevators are very important in daily life. Imagine carrying heavy groceries up 10 floors without an elevator. My wife wouldn't do it. It would be very difficult and tiring. A grocery store is a place where people buy food and everyday items. Elevators help people save time and energy, especially in busy cities where buildings are tall. Several years back, when I went to Chicago for the first time, we went to, at one time it was called the Sears Tower, and we rode all the way to the top. Then a few years ago, we went to St. Louis and took the elevator to the top of the gateway, the arches. That was very cramped. But elevators, man, they are fun if you're not afraid of heights. In everyday English, elevators can also connect to simple social situations. When people share an elevator, they often stand quietly or have short conversations. This is sometimes called small talk. Small talk is a short and polite conversation about simple topics like the weather or the day. Sometimes people have small talk about the local sports team or a current event or politics. Or if there's kids on the elevator, there is never a moment short of entertainment. So sometimes small talk is about the children in the elevator. These moments can be good practice for English learners because the conversations are usually simple and friendly. So I went to the cleaners today to pick up some clothes, and the gentleman, him and his wife that own the cleaners, they are foreigners, and he speaks what I call broken English, just enough to communicate. Very friendly man. And so I had small talk with him about how long he had been in business. And I thought it was 15 years, and he said, no, it's been 25 years in the same location. And as we were having small talk, I could tell that he was having a difficult time expressing himself, but it did not keep him from communicating with me. Remember, I always tell you, speaking English is just about being understood. You may not speak as fast as me, but as long as you're being understood, that's what really matters. Elevators also teach us something about patience and timing. Sometimes you can press the button and have to wait. You may feel impatient, but you know the elevator will arrive. Learning English is similar. You may not see results immediately, but if you keep practicing, progress will come. Just like an elevator moves step by step between floors, your English improves step by step with daily practice. Each time you listen, speak, or read, you are moving faster and higher. As we finish today's lesson, remember that learning English takes time, but steady effort leads to progress. Stay calm, stay consistent, and keep going. Before you go, I want you to think about these questions and answer at least one of them down in the comment section. What did you learn from today's story? Number 2, what was the most interesting part of the story? Okay, for me, it was learning that elevators were not always electric, that sometimes they were operated by animals in water. Okay. Number 3, can you connect something from the story to your own life? And for me, of course, it would be about patience. Pressing the button, waiting for the elevator to get to you. You have to wait. And then once you get on the elevator, you go from one floor or one step to another, just like learning English. It takes patience, and there are different levels. And as I always say, just keep practicing because consistency is key. Okay? So you should be able to answer all 3 of these questions. If not, you should be able to at least answer one. Let's look at them again. What did you learn from today's story? Number 2, what was the most interesting part of the story? And number 3, can you connect something from the story to your own life? Okay, guys and girls, that's going to do it for today's comprehension, listening, and reading exercise. I hope you have enjoyed today's lesson. It's very quick. If you have, make sure that you share it with a friend, okay? Make sure you watch today's quick lesson twice, at least, once with the subtitles on and once with the subtitles off. This will help your confidence and your comprehension. If this is your first time, make sure you leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. And make sure that you enjoy the rest of your day so you can join me on my next English lesson. Okay, guys and girls, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.